Hello everyone. Today we're going to go over a very simple yet fast tree farm for just wood. You can use it for any of the vanilla trees, but it's mainly also best for the Ars Nouveau trees if you want just logs. What's in my inventory is pretty much everything you need. You can substitute depending on different mods that you might have. But for this version, we're going to use a bunch of our stuff. You don't have to use the enchanted spell turret, but it's best to, because it reduces the amount of source used. We're going to use observers, sticky piston, and lever just for our clock, but you can use any other clock. We're going to be using observer clock. You can slow it down with something else. This is based off of using the Applied Energistics add-on for ours, but you can get source there any other way. I'll also be using an infinity source cell just so I don't have to set up the infrastructure, but you'll have to provide it with a good amount of source. Now, this is for item collection. I'm using the Just Dire Things item collector, and I'll be storing it in banks, and I'll be sorting items to get into a chest with a logistical sorter. You can use whatever method you'd like. And so let's start this. So we're going to start with having, we're going to have two spell turrets like this facing each other. We're going to put a source jar in the center so it can access both. We're going to take We're going to take redstone relays like this, and we're actually going to grab, forgot one thing, piece of redstone. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place a source relay here and a source relay here. There's the two of those. Our redstone relay will be somewhere far enough away, so we'll place that there. And then this is pretty much most of the R's here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to place on a scribes table. You don't have to use a scribes table. You can use the manual version, but I'm going to do this. And we need to make two different spells. So the first one's going to be touch. And then we are going to get fell. And then we're going to give it 4 AoEs. I would like to mention that if you do want leaves, aka using Silk Touch, augment this here. Use extract right after your fell, and then do your 4 AoEs. Bam. We're going to shift right click, and that will give me one spell parchment. And then let's go in and make another one. We're going to do touch. We're going to do place block, and then we're going to do grow 1, 2, 3, 4. Create. Let's place that down there. Bam. And grab this. So my place touch place block grow is going to be on this one. And then your fell is going to be over here. And that's that. So we can get rid of these. I don't need any of these. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to link these up here. So right click that. Right click that, and we're going to right click it again and right click again. And now you don't have to use redstone relays. I'm just using it because it's part of the mod. And then we're going to grab our source of source, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place source jar right here. Well, actually I'll place it so it's hugging that, and then I'm literally just going to break down underneath it and get this out somewhere far away, or just out of the way. So we'll do this. There we are. Cover that all up and cover that up. And then we're going to chuck this down, this down, this down, and we're going to down our source. So this is where our source is going to come from. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take, let's see if I remember how to do this. I'm going to have the relays take from those, and then these are going to send into the source jar, because the enchanted spell turrets cannot take directly from an ME source jar. If that ever changes, I will make an update in the description of this video. And if that's the case, then you can just move this source jar to right here, the ME source jar to here, and then you can remove the relays and you don't need them. Now what we're going to do is why did it duplicate? What happened here? What we're going to do is we're going to place a chest right here. The main storage here, and we're going to let that open there. And we're going to place this down, and we're going to set a new filter for the type of sapling. Each little module is good for one type of sapling, because it will make so much of them. It's going to be hard to have this round robin grab them, unless you use something that can only hold a single item in here, and then you use something like this where it can round robin a bunch of things. However you'd like to make that work. So let's get rid of this now. And the last bit is going to be, oh, actually, forgot the item collector. We're going to place this down here. Show, gonna make it really big. I'm going to try and push it. Nope, push it that way a bit. I'm going to push it like this. We're going to grow it all the way up and size it up so it's covering as much as it can. Should be over that block. Yep. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to set this to 1 tick. Some servers might not allow that, but if you can, go ahead. So long as your storage underneath it does not fill up. If it fills up, it will start to cause lag. So ensure it does not fill up. If you have something smaller, but you can do void upgrades, like on functional storage drawers, do that, or just make sure it'll never fill up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to set up our, let's see, here we are. We're going to set up our clock like that. And one last thing, if you have a mod that has simple conveyors like this, you could even use water if you'd like. Mark or see where your collector or whatever you're using to collect is, and if it can't get bigger than this, let's say, your best bet is going to be to use some of these. Oh, okay, like that. And it's mainly because it's not perfect. The leaves can go further out because the arch trees are massive, and you might need even another ring around it. One thing to mention is that the entity conveyors from mob grinding utils, they work a little weird. Entities on top of them, actually, they don't sit on the block. They sit a little bit under the block, about the same height as a soul sand. So if you actually put them around with the full blocks, one layer in, they will not be picked up. So you will need to replace it with something lower than or equal to a soul sand. So you can see the hitbox, it's actually 2 pixels down, so that will not work. Let's see if we got a shovel here. A path will not work. Soul sand will work, and that will work. So if I showed you this catches, this does not catch, and this will not either. So most cost effective, surround it in slabs just on the outer layer or on the outer circle, and you'll be good. And if you do use these conveyors to push it out, then you can if you cover enough space where it won't fling the items too far. So either by encompassing it with blocks, not on this border, or also be too close, but a little bit further away, then you can reduce this, or you can have this at much higher, like 20 ticks, 100%. Save a little bit of lag, just a little bit. Okay, well, let's throw this on and we'll watch it work. Let me disable the render, and it should go super fast. As you see, it's not, sometimes it won't pick up everything right away. Sometimes some leaves might be right outside of the box of the harvest or the fell, but it's okay because it's usually just going to be leaves. With other types of trees, it will work, but it will only work with single sapling trees. So if you want to do your dark oak or spruce double wide or jungle double wide, it won't work. Possibly I'll try and figure out a fast 2x2 that will work, and if so, I will also put that down in the description for you. But the good thing about the Arge trees is one sapling does the 2x2 already, which is very good. This consumes a lot of source at full speed. Well, at that speed. What I mean by that is every 7 seconds, it uses 1 full source jar, which is 10,000 source. So it's a lot. So what you can do is you can always slow this down with repeaters. So like you could always do something simple like this, where you go 1, 2, 3. And we're gonna slow this down a bunch here. And bam. And do that. It should harvest and then place and grow all in the exact same tick. Sometimes it gets unlucky, but for the most part it should. So every single time you see it change, it is harvesting and then growing it again. So it's set for any time you need. And I hope you like this tutorial, and I hope I catch you for the next one.